What's up, guys, gals? This is Griever back here, bringing you guys Ayakashi Triangle, Chapter 14. And this is a pretty good chapter because we're starting to get a little more lore. We're starting to get into a little more stuff. I say this about every chapter. I enjoy this as a nice light read. Like, out of all the craziness, I know I've said this before too, but of all of the craziness that's happening right now in a lot of the arcs, My Hero Academia, shit going down. Black Clover, shit going down. One Piece, shit going down. Dr. Stone, shit going sort of down. Like right now, it's nice to have this just starting out, easier going manga, just to enjoy the artwork, enjoy the fun, enjoy the artwork, and I mean, it's got nothing to do with all the lovely shots of all the well-drawn girls or anything. No. It's got nothing to do with that. Okay, so moving on. I really like this chapter because it felt like it went on a lot longer than it did. Like, this chapter's only, the standard, maybe a page or two longer, but it really did feel like they jam-packed a lot into it, but the flow was nice. It didn't feel too quick-paced, We had our new artist, our high-ranking dude, Garaku. I'm gonna keep messing up his name until they make a damn anime and I hear it. But yeah, so Garaku is that super Ayakashi who's like high-ranking or whatever and he's the artist sort of dude, right? We get a bit of an explanation about that. We also meet Suzu's brother there, who of course wouldn't recognize Matsuri, but he kind of let it slip. Oh, damn, we met a long time ago when you were a kid and stuff. And anyways, so they go up to Suzu's room, and of course there's, all that tension between them. He's remembering what, his rival, said and all that stuff. But they kind of explain about Garaku, and it's basically what everybody thought, right? Is that Garaku is a high-ranking, the association, the council, whatever, regards him as high-ranked. So he is, like, for all intents and purposes, a captain, a lord, a super, whatever you want to call him, an elite, right? Probably similar to a class on Shirogane, right? Now, Shirogane explains a little more about him and says that he really has a thing for cats. And so that's why he didn't want to meet with him. That's why he thought he was trouble, because then he shows up and he's like, I found you. Your normal form being like, I am Shirogane, demon cat of awesomeness. And now he's this fluffy, fat tabby. He's like, oh, your other form is cute, but this is cute too. And, sort of that eccentric personality. So he has a good time with that, and they sort of take off. This is when it's just Suzu and Matsuri alone together. And once again, the tension is there. I really like this tension. They both clearly have feelings for each other, but they're sort of, So it is explained, though, about what they said at the end of the last chapter. And honestly, I had completely forgotten about the Ayakashi God stuff, right? I had completely forgotten about that from the last chapter. I was just enjoying what was going on. And then, halfway through the chapter, they're like, all right, yeah, so let's recap what that conversation was about. And Garaku explains this pretty simply, is that there are two types of energies in humans. You have Kon and you have Haku. Now, Kon is spiritual energy, and that's what the ninjas use, like Matsuri and Ninakuro. They use that to be able to strengthen their own ninja arts and use jutsus and that kind of stuff, right? Ayakashi use life energy. They are literally all made up of life energy. The Ayakashi medium can manipulate the Haku, or the life energy within the physical body. So that means that they have the power to, if they're strong enough, if their Haku is powerful enough, they can start controlling things, dispelling jutsus, doing all this stuff, right? So, and of course, as Garaku points out, the reason it's referred to sometimes as an Ayakashi god is that not only by infusing and manipulating Haku, if she could do it to such a level, if she could somehow train it, we assume to a certain degree, she could actually make full commands of especially lower or mid-level Ayakashi, hence godlike, right? So that's why it's a thing. So Matsuri doesn't really fully believe it, you know, but then they talk about the octopus and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden Suzu tries to do this to a stuffed toy and says move, move, move. The thing starts moving uncontrollably. Of course they fall on the bed. Oh, you gotta love the, you know, the definitely not cliche stuff going on here, of course. Oh, Suzu, watch out! And they fall on the bed. So this all happens, and that's when Suzu gets the bright idea. Of course, it's done all bold and sexual in nature. The raging hormones of youth, which I have completely forgotten because I am married. You know, so, you know, forget about, you know, sex. But either way, we do have something interesting happening here because she's trying to manipulate the Haku, and she's really glad that she strips Matsuri down and places her hand on, of course, the spell jutsu and tries her best to manipulate it away. She's like, if I can do that, why, if I'm able to expel evil jutsu, I should be able to turn Matsuri back into a guy. And I was like, fast uptake, why not give it a shot? Kudos to Suzu. So Shirogane and Garaku are on the roof and they're discussing it. Now Garaku even says here, and I'll quote him, "This is a totally different scale from controlling a lifeless stuffed animal or an octopus simply created from my jutsu." Right, Shirogane? But he is impressed to have that much control of her Haku by just being told about it. She never had any inkling she could do it before, but the moment she said, hey, you can do this, she attempts it, and boom, it's rather impressive. Her sensibility is closer to Ayakashi than a human. If she can't control it, then an Omokage will emerge. Once again, I believe that was the same thing or the same sort of class as that doubled up one that went to, you know, sort of make out with Matsuri and all that stuff, right? And was looking for the ice cream store or whatever she was doing. So, same idea. And that's when Shirogane says, yeah, that already happened. So I'm going to assume that that's what they're talking about. And you didn't tell them about it, you're so mean. Shirogane looks adorable with all his, like, fluff being all spiky and stuff. I wish he was more like that a lot of the time. That look grows on me completely. Because it looks more feline, looks more furry. I love myself furry cats. And then they continue the conversation saying they're interesting kids. Why don't you just tell them your objective, Shirogane? They'll probably... And he says, I'm not going to align myself with humans. So there we go. The plot thickens. This is what I'm talking about. Slow start. I'll give it that. They threw all the tropes at it. We might as well get a beach episode next chapter out of the way just so we can get all the Ichi high school sort of tropes out of the way to have our fun. And then let's get into the main plot because now Shirogane, he's got a deeper plan. All right. And Garaku knows about it. All right. This is cool. It's cool. There's an evil force at work. There's something bigger than all of them. I like this. That was the most intriguing thing to me. Was that what page is that? Page 18 was the most intriguing page to me this whole chapter because we get them having a conversation, talking about some important stuff, and I love to see plot advancements because I will admit, 14 chapters in, we don't really have much of a plot outside of we know that Shirogane's got the whole it's a gender swap. All right, we get it, you know. It's been done for 40 years of manga. We get it. Let's get some deeper meaning. Let's get some plot. We got ninjas and demons and yokai and Ayakashi. And jutsus. Let's do this, right? So, anyway, Suzu is obligatory panty shot and nothing's happening. So she's kind of disappointed. But Matsuri tries to make a feel about it. Said, I did feel your power, but then it naturally left my body. Right? So it could be because they are human, right? Like, she's trying to make a stuffed animal move where Matsuri is not a being made up of only Haku, but also has Kon, unlike what Garaku said. So there's multiple ways to look at this, multiple explanations, but there are a lot of factors that would prevent her from being able to expel that so easily. Number one, Matsuri is human. So there's also Kon in the body. Manipulating that might be a little more difficult than something, say, purely made out of Haku. Another reasoning would also be the fact that it is once again a life form, which the jutsu, as Garaku pointed out, a jutsu and a stuffed animal aren't really alive. So that's another point. And a third thing to consider is that this jutsu is rather powerful. A very strong jutsu. Something strong enough, made by Shirogane himself, is going to be a little more difficult than a novice medium, right? So, all right. Anyways, we get the moment, but what you felt came from me go inside of you. Does it make you tired? And they're talking about it, and they looking like they have a blushing moment, and then the brother comes in and sees the suggestive posing, and it's not what you think, and then, comedy ensues with Shirogane and everything. So, and of course, shameless Suzu. So, either way, I thought the chapter was a lot of fun, and once again, favorite page 18. It's letting us know we're getting the hints now. The hints are happening. Garoku's appearance was our first hint, and now we're getting a second hint with something else that Shirogane. They would surely help, like, if you just explain the situation, they might help you, is what Garoku was trying to say. But he doesn't. I have a feeling it's going to be some, like, deep Shaman King level stuff. Which, by the way, I heard there's a new trailer out or something. I'm really behind, guys. I'm sorry. I heard there's a new trailer that dropped, like, in September. And apparently everyone's wowing. I haven't seen it yet. Thinking about live reacting to it this week. So I'm hoping to be hyped. I'm hoping to be super hyped. Please don't tell me they changed the art style, though. Anna has to look like Anna. Hao has to look like Hao. And Yo has to look like Yo. I want them to keep that art style. I'm rereading the manga right now, and it is so good. And if they continue, if they do the Ozani Revars, or Orazani Reservoir, whatever. Anyways, this isn't about Shaman King. So, but point of the matter is, I'm liking this. I really am. Still am. Haven't had a problem with 14 chapters now. I think it's a solid series, and I'm just enjoying it because it's a little different from what you normally get in Shonen Jump. Sometimes you want to just jump away. That's why I read, things like Yona and stuff like that. What else? Valkyrie. Valkyrie's a lot different, being more of a seinen than a shonen, right? And stuff like that. So it's nice to branch out and just get a little taste of something different. It's sort of like if you just watched rom-coms, or a good example of this. My wife and I, we watch comedy shows a lot, and there's so many of them. So I definitely haven't seen them all. And we watch them, and yeah, some of them are funnier. Some of them have more serious moments in later seasons and stuff. But at the end of the day, it's still a comedy show. Some weekends, I just don't want to watch a comedy. Some days, I want to watch a thriller, a horror, an action adventure. That's what I want. Doesn't mean it can't have humor, but maybe we should watch a Marvel movie or a Batman or something. Yeah, they can have funny remarks. You can have Tony Stark making wisecracks every scene or something, but you want that little bit of difference. This is what Ayakashi Triangle is doing. That's what it's doing for me, for my weekly Viz readings. It's just that breaking the mold, so I'm not getting oversaturated with the same sort of playfield, right? Anyways, that's it for this week's chapter review. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe. Always very much appreciated. Don't forget to drink responsibly as always. And this has been Griever signing out. Later, everybody.